Pokemon Mega Evolution Pitch Black by the Single Box, random number 18. We got Afnu going in. Wishing both Afnu and DTS Australia the absolute best of luck. Did I just roll this? Somebody help me out here. Did I just roll this? That's 7 times? Oh, no. Yeah, I did just roll this. I had to look at the timestamp. I'm stupid. 7 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and right there is 7 times of 7 pips. There we go. It's a very good set, Limitless. It is one of the better Union Arena sets for sure. Where was I in my story time there? Oh, yeah. So I walked in, I couldn't talk. I'm texting my friend group. I'm like, hey guys, what's the thing where you smell toast in the air and you can't talk and half your body's numb? And immediately everyone in the friend group chat was like, are you having a stroke right now? And I was like, is that what that is? Oh dear. There was a nearby office called the CPR Society. So I went in there because I was like, oh, that's related to medical. Maybe they can help me. Which one is this one? Number 18? Yeah, it should be last in case. I walk in and I look at the person in the front and they're all just staring at me. Because I don't stumble in, but I do walk in kind of funny. And I go, I think that's all I could say. I was trying to say, I think I'm having a stroke. All I could say was and then half of the word think, and then I could say stir. I couldn't say stroke. I could say I had to sound it out. At this point, at the beginning, they were all looking at me like I was crazy. And then eventually they started to get concerned. And then once someone figured out, they were like, wait, are you saying stroke? And then I just pointed at the guy and then called the amber lamps and everything. Got to the hospital, did all the checks, did everything. Was not having a great time. My boss eventually shows up to the hospital and visits me. And I'm like, hey, the flash drive is on the desk with the wedding files. And you know what he tells me? Oh, don't worry about that. They don't need it till this coming week anyways. Oh, man. Oh, man. Good luck, folks, on this box. Tropius Whalmer and a Spiritomb. On top of that, he essentially fired me after that because he got scared that had happened to me. I got Bombardier, Shadowy, and there's a Oh Whale Lord, he coming. That is number 6 on the double for Afnu. Yeah, after all of that happened, he called me and was like, hey, so, he was like, I think you got a lot on your plate. I'll just give you projects and you can work from home. Or we can just go from there. And I was like, okay, that works. And then he just never called me with projects. Mind you, they were failing really bad. That business, because it was really just him. And then once I came in and then I was showing him how to use the cameras, how to do the editing, how to do the lighting, how to just do everything, it started picking up. And it was actually starting to do pretty damn well. Thinking back on it, how much he was paying me at the time, it was because I was just fresh out of high school, so I was definitely getting taken advantage over there. I just didn't know any better. There's Relicanth, Toucannon, and Energy Switch. Super playable, super nice. That is 107 on the Ultra Rare for Afnu. Right after I left, and then within the year, they went out. And I did learn a lot over there, especially when it comes to lighting and setups and all that. But yeah, he stopped giving me work right after that. I guess he got a little spooked. Skull Fossil, Litwick, and there's a Mega Darkrai. Let's hope this is a sign for something sick. 48. That one is going out to Afnu. I mean, there's a bunch of other stuff too that was going on, like school included, and then drama within friends. Like, it was a very, very bad weekend. It was a bad month into that bad weekend. And I don't know, they told me it was either a complex migraine or a TIA, and I was like, those are two very different things. Oh, we evolved, and there's a Silvally. So I don't think they actually put a proper diagnosis on the thing because they weren't sure. But it was to a point where, I've mentioned it before, I was like laying in bed, cathartic as all hell, and then a doctor and a bunch of medical students came in with their clipboards and they were like asking me questions. I got Manectric, Craniados, and Koraidon. How do you feel right now? What led up to it? What were you doing? I was like, can I just, can we just not do this? Don't you get cluster headache? I do get very, very bad complex migraines, like genetically. I can't say the frequency of the headaches went up crazy after all that. Then we got Annihilate, Tremendous Bomb, and Shadowy Energy. But I don't think I've ever had, like even half my tongue, the right side of my tongue was numb. Like, legit, through the center of me, the right side was completely numb. But I have read online that some people that get complex migraines will get that. But it's like, I've had a bunch of migraines and have had them of crazy intensity. Then we got the Goldeen. Such a pretty card. Such a pretty card. 87. We're off new on the illustration rare. I'm liking the box so far. I'm liking the box so far. I don't think I've gotten symptoms like that before. And I don't remember there being a crazy headache until like a long time after all that had happened. And it was just like after doing all the tests and everything. Like, I did feel very out of it that whole time once I got to the hospital. I got Trumbeak, Bastiodon, and Zarude Sandastorm. Stress to do your body dirty. I mean, I know that's the number one thing, is like I was just very much overstressed. Thankfully, I don't think I've felt that level of stress ever again since then. I got Fromantis, Mandibuzz, and Silvally. As much as my general level of stress is pretty high and everything, I never let it get to that point. If it ever gets to a point where I feel like I'm pushing myself a little too much, I've got like a fail-safe, and the fail-safe is like I just look myself in the mirror and be like, it's not that serious. And I got Drillburt, Poltergeist, and Voltaic. Don't think I'll ever let myself get to that level again. I'm good on that. That was all scary. Regardless if it was an actual mini stroke or it was just a crazy migraine as a result. I don't want to play around with that anymore. Now I got Excadrill on the double rare, number 5. That's off new. Cha. Wow, Polcha, guys. Cha translates to tea. That was my mistake there. And stress breathing, Korean have such a large drinking alcohol culture. I think they go hand in hand. They definitely go hand in hand. I got Pikipek, Primeape, and more Pekko on the double rare. On the double, that's number 55 on the double. It's like the drinking culture, I've mentioned it before, in Korea. There legitimately is like a position where the person's job is to take people out to drink. Like, that is their job. They are the company rep that takes people out to have a night of drinking. Like, it's so ingrained, it's like at a company level, you know what I mean? Dark Bell, Marshadow, and Koraidon. But I've also noticed Korea, the newer generation, there's a decent amount of folks that are stepping away from drinking, or at least drinking as intensely as the average Korean does. I got Grubbin, Armalfaso, and a Miraidon. Need some more for us to put up here. Watching Solo Leveling now seems good so far. Solo Leveling's great. I'm catching up on Jujutsu Kaisen. Once I'm fully caught up on that, I'm going to go back and watch Season 2 of Solo Leveling, because I've been meaning to. Gladian's Final Battle. There's a Thievul! Probably just... Is there something in its mouth? I can't tell. I can't tell if it just robbed somebody blind or not. 92 for Afnu. Aren't they OD though, like banging down bottles? I've said this stat before. This is probably a very old stat. This was a statistic from like maybe 6-8 years ago. But the thing it said was the average Russian drank about 19 shots a week. The average Korean, not shots, drinks. Like they have to have 19 drinks a week. Like what, you know, a shot counts as a drink, right? The average Korean was taking in about 24 drinks a week. Like the fact that that average was so much higher compared to friggin' like the Russians, I was like, damn. Oh shoot! Afnu had a feeling. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. There's a Chandelure. Who's been popping up a little bit recently? Maybe because it knows I'm talking so good about its ultra rare. It's got to remind us how crazy the SIR looks. The textured foil replicating the heat around the flames on this one. It is sick, and that is for 115 number 5 Afnu. Definitely had a feeling about this one. This was the last box of the case too. If it sits, it hits, I say. If it sits, it hits. Congrats on that hit off now. Yeah, the bench ring is created in East Asia. They don't have an average consume, more like Canadians or any other cool place on earth. Just real bad in culture that's ingrained socially. It's like, it's expected. One of my cousins, she doesn't, I don't think she's ever had it. Oh no, she's had a drink, but she doesn't really care for it. But she doesn't drink, and there was a lot of times where like, people were just like, why not? Whoa, like, are you allergic? No? So like, what's up? What's wrong? You know, like there was this kind of like social pressure that was very intense. That was like, what are you doing? Whole time I was defending her. I was like, hey, she don't like, she's having fun. She's chatty. She's like, leave her alone. I was trying to explain to everyone. I was like, the younger generation right now is not super keen on doing all that. And honestly, good for them, man. I was watching Korean show called Blends. They're going crazy and like guzzling. I mean, yeah. Again, I've mentioned it before. A bottle of soju in Korea is $1. Like that's not an exaggeration. It's like $1.20, $1.30 for a whole bottle. Miraidon, Gwent, and Mega Zeraora on the double rare. That one is number 7. And it's also, it's not even $1 like if you go to the right place. It's like you walk into a convenience store like a 7-Eleven, or there are CU stores in Korea is what the stores are, CU. You go in there and they're not getting their $1. You can tell behind for the buffering. Yeah, I wish I knew a quick and easy fix for the buffering. Have you tried a new browser? Maybe try a new browser? Malamar, Sea King, and Sil Valley. Based on 2019 data, Korea is 50th globally. Russia's 27th, Canada's 34th. Per capita. 50th? I really don't believe that. Where's Japan fall on that list? I mean, it's probably right. But it doesn't make sense to me. Now we got an ultra rare Rust Syndicate Grunt. That is number 2 on the ultra rare. I like ourselves some ultra rares, especially the more you get, the better after you hit an SIR. There we got no. Lampent, Arma Rouge. Very nice illustration rare to hit right there. This one's lovely. That one's number 6. Off now. So who's number 1? It's gonna be something I would never have guessed. I'm gonna have never guessed it. Japan 74th. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. I was gonna say there's no way Japan is anywhere near. Especially a couple times I've been out to Japan, I can just tell the drinking culture is nowhere near as ingrained or intense. There's Inkay. You got Mankey, Vika Volt, and Prima Marina. 1.5 less per liter. Wait, per liter? Yeah, see, now, how does that average work? Because a shot of soju is equivalent to drinking a whole beer. Or just about. So then... And then most Koreans are drinking soju. So if they're going off of pure just actual liquid volume, then I think the country that's doing more shots is going to fall shorter of where they actually are than a country that consumes a lot of, like, beer. There we got Electric, Arma Rouge, and there's Rampardos. Rampart Dos Equis is what I call them. 45, number 5. Here are alcohol liters per person 15 years or older. Oh, like an actual measurement of the... Huh. Also, how do they conduct that research? That's another thing. I'm curious how they actually do that. According to the World Health Organization, that sounds super official, so I'm not going to doubt them. It just doesn't sound right. I'm not saying that they're wrong. I'm just saying it doesn't sound right. Cranidos! Lullaby, Charge a Bug. There's an Excadrill EX on the double. It's our second one of the box for number 5. Number 1 is Romania. I had a geometry teacher who was Romanian. She was very, very kind. Her name was Miss Thompson. She was an intense geometry teacher. However, every once in a while, the very tough front that she'd put on would melt away, and then she would be like just like a teddy bear. She would be super nice. I got Poltergeist, Shieldon, Goldeen, and Miraidon. It says Lapide, Voltaic, 2 cannon. Glad we're not done. We still got some hits in here. That's out of the blue pack, by the way. Second from the end, the one I always root for. You know, as awesome it is to hit the SAR, the rest of the box, I feel like we should have at least another Ultra or illustration rare in this last pack here. Doesn't seem right. We should have one more hit in this LPM. Come on. Come on. We need one more. We need one more. Misty's Vitality, Shuppet, and Zarude. Wow. I mean, you know, we're gonna be happy about the SIR, that's for sure. I definitely was expecting at least another ultra rare or illustration rare or two. Here come, well, how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 12, 13, 14? Yeah, it's on the, it's usually 14 to 17, right? That's the average. Here comes the recap. We got 5, 5, 7, 5, 5, 8, 6. We got our illustration rares. 4, 6, 2, 7, 7, 2, and 5 SAR once again on the Mega Chandelure. Congrats on that hit. Always love it when we have a SIR hiding in a box, folks. That was Pokemon Mega Evolution Pitch Black by the single box, random number 18. Thank you all so very much.